everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast. This is episode 3. I am riding solo today. Jordan is out of state for work, but we're still going to have a good-ass time today. We're going to talk all things sports and entertainment from my point of view today. We're going to deep dive into some Razorback basketball, Razorback sports, NFL, Super Bowl Sunday is coming up, Swiftie Bowl. And then we're going to talk about how we're really doing. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so before we even get started, I want to ask a serious question. I'm going to ask you a question. I hope that the audio sounds good. The camera's kind of going in and out on me. But, it is what it is. If I gave you, let's go, 6 weeks in jail, and you can walk away after 6 weeks, or if I gave you a Rubik's Cube, and you can leave when you finish the Rubik's Cube, what would you choose? The inner genius that I want to have says Rubik's Cube, I'll be out in an hour. But then the fear is Rubik's Cube, I'll be here for 10 years, really start settling in. So I'm going to pick Rubik's Cube just because I want to feel smart, but the 6 weeks might be a safer bet. It might be safer. So what would you do? Would you go 6 weeks in jail and you can walk away, or would you get a Rubik's Cube and you can leave whenever it's finished? Bum, bum, bum. Welcome to the segment that I like to call Pig Walk. All right, we're going to talk all things Arkansas sports. And right now it's Arkansas basketball, the state of the program, where it's at this year, just through my eyes. We just got off of a 2-game week where we played Missouri midweek. One dominated the entire game, kind of fell apart at the end there, didn't really know how to close it out, but we still won. So a win's a win. We take it how we get it. The game before that, we played Kentucky, lost by 6. We kind of thought we had some steam going. And then, boom, here comes LSU. They shoot lights out. We suck and lose by 21. Never was in that game. We were out of that game 5-6 minutes in. Our players arguing with coaching and coaches. I hate to say it, but Coach Muss just looked so defeated, which sucks because I love Coach Muss. But we're going to look ahead real quick to what's coming up for the Arkansas schedule. Then I want to talk to you all really heavily about this little situation that's going on in in Bud Walton. This week we do have Georgia. All right, we're not playing a midweek game. We get a little bit of a break, which this team needs right now. Saturday night, SEC Network, 5 p.m., the Georgia Bulldogs come to Bud Walton. The line has not been spread yet, but with records here, Georgia 14-8, 4-5 in conference. Arkansas 11-11, 2-7 in conference. I'm going to guess the line's probably going to be about a 1.5, maybe 2.5. It's going to go towards Georgia. I think that it's a little bit tighter than what it probably should be because it's in Bud Walton, and Arkansas at any point in time could go off. But the over-under, I would guess, is around 150 to 152. I'm going to take the over on that if you're a betting person. I am not picking the game. Arkansas could win by 10, could lose by 20. So I don't trust it. On paper, these teams look very similar, by the way. Both teams averaging about 76 points a game. Georgia giving up about 73 a game. Arkansas about 78. Field goal percentage is 43 to 44 for both squads. Rebounds 36. Assists 11 and 12. Steals a game. Georgia's got us by 1. Blocks per game is really the only difference. Arkansas's 6 blocks a game. Georgia's 3. Turnovers are right at 12 apiece. Both teams are 1-5 in their last 5. Yeah, I think that Arkansas could win this game. I think we can also lose by 20. So I wouldn't bet the money line at all, but I would possibly take that over if it's around 150 to 152. I just think this could be a really high-scoring game of just 2 bad teams who can't stop anybody. Let's talk about Arkansas. Let's talk about our team. Let's talk about it. I had Hopeful Hogs section last week. We've got to go undefeated to make the tournament, which none of us see as happening because the consistencies here are just they're not there. We are about as consistent as a 50-year-old man's underwear. We are streaky, very, very streaky. And it's sad because this team should have leadership out the wazoo. This team has the best coach around. This team has the talent that if you looked up and down, it's there. I mean, we had 5 guys in the top 30 of the SEC preseason. So for those of you who say that he missed the mark with recruiting, I think you're dead wrong. I just think that this team has no chemistry. Something that Muss has been able to do every single year. We start slow because he's meshing so many personalities and egos and games together that he's always been able to make the team have one heartbeat sometime in that season. And then once it clicks, that team just goes as one. This team has not had that. They've showed glimpses, and they've showed up big. Purdue in the exhibition game, we all thought national championship. Duke, we beat them, thought national championship. Kentucky, oh my gosh, we're flipping it back around. Here we come. It's just the inconsistencies are what's going to get this team. If they go on a run, it'd just be a miracle, but I'm going to do the Angels in the outfield. I'm flapping my wings. We believe. I'll never stop believing. But just looking at the facts, it's just not there. And it sucks to see Coach Muss be so devastated on the sideline. He's had to start in 22 games, 12 different starting lineups. That's unbelievable. 12 different lineups for 22 games. He can't find consistency. None of us can. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what I'm a little upset with is the Arkansas fan base. I'm a Hog. I'm a big Hog fan. Been there my whole life. Love it. Die hard. But people are going, one, with the off-the-court issues that's happening in the program. I really don't care about that. The off-the-court stuff, it should stay off the court. And they've done a really good job of keeping it under wraps. But, of course, you get on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and people are chirping. And that's okay. Chirp away. That's fine. I love that no one's responded. But what I have seen, which sucks, is tagging his 8th grade daughter in posts about it, and his wife, Danielle Musselman, Mrs. Muss, had to go to her Twitter and say, this is ridiculous. These rumors, don't tag my daughter. Arkansas fans, we're going to chase this man out if we don't be careful. And I don't want that. I love this guy. Coach Muss is the man. Literally the man. He's the best thing we've had since Nolan Richardson. If you don't believe me, I'm about to tell you exactly why. So if you think that we can do it without him, maybe you're right, maybe you're not. I'm going to tell you right now, the proof in the pudding is Muss needs to stay. It's not. The pudding that you cooking with is nasty, and it ain't going to hold. I'm going to tell you that right now. So under Muss, he got here in 2019. We had a COVID year. We did play a full season. We went 20-12, 7-11 in conference. Not the greatest, but I mean, it's his first year. We won one game in the SEC tournament. COVID shut the world down, so that season's kind of over. He's only played 3 full seasons. This year's not done yet, but he's had 3 full seasons. So those are the 3 I want to talk about, minus right now what's happening this year. In 2020, we went 25-7, 13-4 in conference. We were a number 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. Went to the Elite 8. We beat Texas Tech. We beat Oral Roberts, who was red hot. And then we turned around and we lost to Baylor, who won the whole thing in the Elite 8. Then the very next year, 28-9, 13-5 in conference. We made a number 4 seed. We beat the number 1 team in the tournament, Gonzaga. Went to the Elite 8 and lost to Duke, who was the runner-up that year. Then last year, we went 22-14, 8-10 in conference, but we snuck into that 8 seed, beat the number 1 seed, Kansas, lost in the Sweet 16 to the champions, UConn. This man's total record overall from all 5 years, he's 106-53, and he's 43-37 in conference. I get that conference looks a little funky. I gotcha. But let's just do completed seasons. In his 3 completed seasons, 75-30, 34-19 in conference. What this man has built is consistency. And this year, this team's just not it. That doesn't mean he needs to leave. He needs to quit. He needs to go on. We need to do this. We can do better. We can't do better. I'm going to be honest with you right now. We cannot do better. Let me tell you why we can't do better. I understand that I was born in 1990 to 1999. Great time to be all about Arkansas basketball. I was not a part of that really. So we're just going to go from 2000 to 2023. Okay. 23 years make you feel old about it. 23 years of Arkansas basketball, the last 23 years. We have made the tournament out of 23 years, 11 times. Those times were 2000, 2001, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So 11 out of 23 years. So almost 50%. By the way, Eric Musselman has made it 3 out of 3 times. So just saying. Let's just take it a step further now. Round of 32. So let's say you get into the tournament and you win 1 game. So we've made it 11 out of 23 times. Out of those 11 times, 6 have won 1 game. So 5 teams just made the tournament and lost. 6 teams actually made the tournament and won. Okay, they won. Those teams are 2008, 2015, 2017, 2021, 2022, 2023. So out of those 6, all 3 that must made into the tournament all won 1 game. I'm going to take it a step further. Let's go to the Sweet 16. Okay, let's say you can win 2 games. Only 3 out of the 6 have done that. 2021, 2022, and 2023. All 3 of those are coached by Eric Musselman. So out of the past 23 years, we have made it to the Sweet 16 3 times. All 3 years were under Muss, and it's been the past 3 years out of 23. I'm going to take it one step further. Out of those 3, 2 of them have made it to the Elite 8. So Muss has made us into the Elite 8 2 out of 3 times, so he's 66%, and he's 100% going to make it to the tournament out of his 3 years. If he has a bad year, Arkansas fans, shut up and get over it and move on for next year. Okay? I'm not giving up hope on this team until there is no more games left, because if this team gets hot and wins the tournament, the SEC tournament, gets in the tournament and makes a little noise, that's still going to be nuts. But if Coach Muss has a down year because the talent just didn't click, I'm going to give him the leeway. He's earned that dang right, because he's the only guy to take us to the Elite 8 2 out of his 3 times and the Sweet 16 all 3 years. He's the only guy, the only one. And Hog fans are sitting here saying he needs to go. We can do so much better. Someone else is going to take the program to newer heights. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Eric Musselman has changed the status of Arkansas basketball. You weren't even thinking Sweet 16 until he got here. We weren't even thinking it. And now we're talking national championship contender. And yeah, we had a bad year. We've had a bad year. Okay, it happens. It happens more often in other sports now. But I just know that Coach Muss, we could chase him out, guys. If you're not careful, he could leave. USC's probably going to be hiring. He's a West Coast guy. That's where he's from, born and raised. USC, he would be a monster out there, playing the Big Ten. I'm just saying, if we're not careful, we'll lose this man, and we're going to go to dark days, I believe. I think we'll get some kids for sure. People are going to stay. But I'm telling you right now, Muss has made this program what it is. He's the best thing since Nolan Richardson, and if we can keep him happy, he will be better. Hands down. I'm telling you now. 3 full seasons, all 3 Sweet 16s. If he has a bad year, guys, we're not gonna lose our mind. Let's talk on the court. We looked at this team, and everybody now is blaming Devo because of the situation. I said it last week. If this team was 17-3 right now, everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, Devo, are you okay?" But since we're 11-11, people are going to be freaking out and blaming him for everything, and they need scapegoats in this team, and they're just picking at this team and nitpicking everything they can. But looking at this team, when it came in, people thought this team was going to be legit. You had Devo coming back. You had Brazil coming back. You were building around him. Mark came in, and he was like a more athletic Jimmy Witt style guy. You had a battle who reminded everybody of JD Notae. Then you had Blocker coming in as like a young Devo again. So it was like 2 Devos on one squad. You had L. Ellis coming in, who was averaging 15, 16 points a game at Louisville. You had Davenport from Cincinnati, who could shoot lights out. You brought in Lawson, who has the biggest wingspan in the world. Like, it's unbelievable the talent that was brought in. So for people to think that Muss missed the boat and missed this one? Dude, no, he didn't. We all thought the same thing. We all thought the same shit at the beginning of the year, that this was it. This was the time Arkansas was about to make this step. And it just didn't happen. And it hasn't happened. And instead of blaming Coach Muss, which it is, he has to take that. But instead of just blaming him and telling him he needs to start over, get out of here, whatever it may be, I'm just saying. Some people are saying this. Not everybody. Not everybody. Everybody. Some of us are just going to have to wear it. You know, we're going to wear. We're just not that good this year. That sucks. Football kind of bled over into basketball. It's okay. It's okay, Hog fans. We're going to have our day. We're going to have our day. But do not go after this man, his family, and stop insulting these players, man. I get it, okay? I get it. It's real easy to pick at people because we're behind a keyboard. It's real easy. Man, these are real kids having real lives, doing their real thing. Devo, hopefully, he's going to address. He's on a 103.7 The Buzz. I believe he asked to talk. So maybe that's asked this week and maybe a little bit of clarification. We're just nosy. Arkansas fans, we're just nosy, okay? Let's stop trying to interject our couch coaches here and think that we know what's best for this team. Okay, this team just needs to come together. Hopefully this week they do. Maybe it clicks, maybe it doesn't. And we try our best against Georgia. We got to get the ball rolling. This team cannot lose another game, which sounds nuts, but that's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. If you're a Hog fan, that's what you hope for. Coach Muss, if you ever hear this, I don't know if you ever will, freaking love you, man. Like, thank you for coming and saving this program and turning it into something to where we can actually, I guess, complain enough about. I hope you stay. I have a massive segment that we're going to be busting out, hopefully here in the spring, and I would love to have you on it one day. I believe that's going to happen. I'll speak that into existence. But, Coach, I need you to stay. I believe in you a lot, Coach. I believe. All right, we're going to hop right on into Razorback Baseball. I think we're 10 days away from the Diamond Hogs taking the field. I love baseball. I'll dig a lot more into the team as the season starts. I dig into each sport like individually. So I'm a massive football fan during football season. Basketball season's not over, but as baseball season starts, I really dig in. I actually got tickets to opening conference weekend against Missouri. Saturday game. The Saturday night game. I'm predicting that Friday will be a Hagen Smith and Saturday will be Brady Taggart. I love Brady Taggart, so I wanted to watch him. So that's what we're predicting our Saturday game. Saturday started to be Taggart. I want to watch him pitch. So I'm super excited about that. But we will jump more into baseball as the season comes up. Opening day happens. Super excited for this team. This pitching rotation is going to be sick. Let's hope that the sticks are there. I think it will be. I think the defense will be here. We're putting a lot of pressure because we're Arkansas fans on this baseball team, and I think they're going to answer that challenge. I do believe that we're going to the World Series, but winning it all, I'm not sure. You got to get hot late, but I think that they'll make it. I think this team has the talent, has the experience, and has the leadership, and has the right man leading the charge. And this team is going to go hopefully deep into that tournament. We're going to talk real quick about the NFL, the Super Bowl. Big thing. I do believe that the Chiefs are going to win. Remember, I'm that jinx, so the Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to predict 28-17. Confetti falls. Travis Kelce pulls the ring out from the jock strap, asks Tay-Tay to marry him. Yeah, and then she drops a new album out like the next day, something like that. If you're gonna bet this, the spread is 1.5 San Francisco, and the over/under is 47.5. I'm gonna guess 28-17, so I'm gonna pick the under, but it's gonna be close, I believe. I don't know how you stop the Kansas City offense right now, but who knows? That defense at San Fran and Dre Greenlaw. That Hog is unbelievable. So let's see if that defense can stop somebody. They had trouble with Detroit early, but they did turn it on late. That second half was pretty phenomenal. So yeah, that's really it for the NFL. I look forward to the commercials more than I do the game this year. And then after the game, the whole country and the whole world is going to melt like butter. when Travie pulls the ring out from the jock strap and asks Tay Tay to marry him. I want to go on here real quick and say at the end, because we have a very consistent, we have a very good audience so far. And our friend Austin is a frequent listener. He's listened to both, and he's a good friend to both me and Jordan. Austin, when I talked about your golden doodle in episode 1, and then I talked about you being a serial killer because you go under with your toilet paper, I want to give you a massive shout out because we do love you. And I can't wait to go golfing with you, but I'm going to say thank you for listening. Thank you. He'll be a guest one day because we have went at him twice and no one knew except for him. But each week he texts us about the episode before, and I'm super grateful for that. So love you, brother. All right, is this ain't working this time? Man, I'm having some problems. I'm here by myself. You know I'm going to mess it up. What's that, the Mully flow? Yeah, sorry, you guys are stuck with the Mully man today. So now we're going to go into Jordan's section. Jordan really wanted to have a section called the How You Really Doing section. And it was just really a mental check-in. And I'm doing pretty good, to be honest with you. I went this weekend with my mom. I felt like she wasn't having a great weekend. And so we went and had lunch with her Saturday. I got some more of my dad's clothes. Got another Raise Hell, Praise Dale shirt. You, me, and number 3. But got me a sick Dale Earnhardt shirt. Got to visit with my mom. And then yesterday we got to have lunch with her, which I always look forward to. I really do. I look forward to it. Started making palettes in my living room and watching Tulsa King. Not sure if anybody's watched that. It's on Paramount Plus with Sylvester Stallone. It's only 9 episodes right now. They're going to do another season, I hope. But he's like this gangster who went to jail for 25 years for taking, like he took someone else's blame. He did kill a man, but I'm like, he's like a gangster. He could have flipped on his boss, but he didn't. And then he gets out and they really don't have anything for him. And they kind of turn on him. And like the younger people are now taking over and the older people are not. And so they send him to Tulsa to like run stuff. And he actually goes down and starts running some cool shit. And then they get afraid because he actually has some traction. And so now I'm going into the season finale. They're coming down from New York to visit him. The real boss is dead. The son has taken over. And I think they're going to try to kill Sylvester Stallone. Not going to happen. I'm telling you right now. He's got a cool gang with him, a cool crew that is like the oddball crew. And they are running stuff, making money, and it's very entertaining. So if you haven't watched Tulsa King, I highly suggest it. It's very good to me. It's from the producers of Yellowstone, and Sylvester is 75 years old in this show. The man looks 50. Unreal. The only time you can tell he's as old as he is whenever he like has like a cutoff shirt and you can see like his arms are not. I mean, he looks like a 50-year-old in his face. Well done. If you've had work done, flawless. But I'm doing pretty good. I have on Super Bowl Sunday, because my fiance does not pay attention to dates. On Super Bowl Sunday, I have my engagement photos. Me and my fiance have been together for 6 years, and we're getting married in November. So I'm super excited about that. Our colors are emerald, so I'm legit trying to get me like, I'm a Loki nerd. That's a Venom Loki Funko Pop. I'm trying to get like a felt green Loki-esque suit. I've got one saved. Looks nasty. It looks insane. So I hope that that's a thing and she allows that to happen. But yeah, mentally I'm doing a lot better than last week. Last week I was a little bit more into my feels. Again, every time I go see my mom and I get to visit where my dad, where he laid his head at night, and go to his room and just literally walk around and see him, I feel closer. And wearing his clothes, I feel like he's right here and I'm closer to him now than I was. You know, like our relationship is just, it's going to continue to grow. It's growing differently. I can feel him all around me. And it's such a beautiful thing. It still hits you very, very hard that I can't call him and talk to him. I think that's the hardest part. Is you know, I can't, certain things I can't do because he did it with me, and but I've got great friends and a great circle group that help me with all that and that kind of fill that role for me. So I'm really good, to be honest with you. I feel good. I'm excited to get married to my best friend, to start our life together. Looking to get a house in the near future and have some babies. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I want a little girl. Carrie wants a little boy. So it's a 50-50 split. What do y'all think we're going to have? I think it's going to be a girl. I think it's going to be a little girl. She's going to have me rap. Carrie's just upset because we have a little girl. She knows that little girl going to take my heart. And then, like, say somebody comes in with, like, a gun and is like, give me your money, give me your baby. I'm going to grab Carrie and hold the baby and just, like, use Carrie as, like, a human shield, dodging bullets to get out of there. I mean, I love you, but, like, this baby has to make it. Like, I might get shot a couple times too and not make it, but, like, this baby gonna make it, you know? I can't wait to be a dad one day, but that's way down the road. Got to get married first. Okay, so we're just gonna go random. I love my fiance. I love her to death, but there are some things that has crossed her brain that I just want people to know. She is a nurse and she's very smart at what she does. But outside of being a nurse, sometimes I think she takes a break. You know what I'm saying? We were going to Birmingham one day and we stopped at a Subway, got a sandwich and some chips. And she's eating the chips and I look over at her and, like, you see the light bulb come on for her. And she's going to ask me a question. And I'm like, ooh, you know, this is going to be something big. She just had, like, a massive moment. And she goes, do you ever wonder what a chip is made of? And I sit there for a second and I look at her and I said, babe, you do know that they call them potato chips, right? And her eyes got so big and she said, I meant Cheetos. I said, you lying dog, you eating a bag of Lay's. Like, you eating Lay's. What are you talking about? If you flip the bag over, there are potatoes on the back. And she told me I'm not supposed to talk about that. But since I'm here by myself, I got one more. And I love you, babe. You know I love you. I got to do it. I got to do it. And one day she'll come up here and she'll get to defend herself. And that's going to be the best thing ever because she thinks she's super funny. And she really is to some people. Babe, I love you. But we were going to the diamond mines here in Arkansas with her parents. And we were going to go digging for diamonds. And we're driving. And Carrie looks at me and says, well, who puts the diamonds out there for us? And I sat there and I said, babe, I'm really confused on what you're asking me. I'm going to let you ask that again. And she said, yeah, well, who goes out there and puts the diamonds out there for us? And I said, what do you mean? And she was like, well, how do they get out there and where do they know where to put them? And I literally, I wanted to literally open my door and just roll down the freeway. But I was like, babe, you do realize that the earth makes them and we go dig for them. It's not a scavenger hunt. We don't go, like, there's not a guy out there at 2 a.m. just planting diamonds, babe. Like, you got to go get them. And she's like, this is a legit question. And I'm like, babe, no, it's not. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared for our children whenever you ask questions like that. I'm scared that when we have children one day, that they're going to ask that same question and think it's a legit question when it's not. But I've asked some dumb questions too, you know. I love a board game. I love it. I'm actually obsessed with the game Harry Potter Clue. It's a fun game. But the only rule that I have in Harry Potter Clue, by the way, is you have to talk in a Harry Potter like accent. You have to have the Harry Potter. You gotta have it. Harry Potter. And then for me, I got to play like the overseer. So everybody was doing their thing. And every time someone made an accusation, I did it with the Harry Potter voice. And it was awesome. By the end of it all, I couldn't speak, but it was a fun time. Well, I know that this week has been a little bit different. It hasn't been as energetic when it comes to me and Jordan bouncing ideas off each other and having fun conversations, being able to joke. It's hard to joke with this wall, but I've tried my best to entertain you guys. I love y'all. This is episode 3. I miss my partner. I miss my co-host here. He's been absolutely amazing. I hope he has safe travels. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today for the episode 3 of the We'll See You Later podcast, coming to you from Happy's Energy and Nutrition Studios. It has been nothing but a pleasure, guys. I hope you all have a great week. Good luck to those Hogs this weekend. Good luck to your week. I hope it's fantastic. I hope that God is going to treat you very well this week. I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day. Until next time, we'll see you later.